Welcome to the teaching ministry of Pastor Chukwuemeka, the lead pastor of Shekinah Assembly Abuja. We are on a mission to raising the next generation of leaders by the word of God. Listen and become.
What have you experienced? There are acts of God, friends, acts. Don't be ignorant of the interplay of spirits in your ecosystem that is having effect in the natural realm. When you read the Old Testament and the account of the Israelites from the land of Egypt to the promised land, even to possessing it and returning it is acts upon acts. And we have a better covenant and better promises. Are you following what I'm saying? So I persuade you, let your faith be strong as ever. Speak with audacity that you know that nothing, this is God, nothing is impossible. He can do all things. Let me tell you, some of the things, even some of you that are doing financial stuff, some of you don't even understand that even the people you know that are big guys, spirits are helping them. Have you listened to Cosmos Madoka? Have you listened to Stanley? God told me to listen to one of his. Listen, I saw the clip on TikTok. He said I should go and listen to it. In fact, I should play it for the men. He gave me the title on YouTube. I went and searched it and it was the title. He preached it in Ghana some 2 years ago. Were you in church the day I played the pastor? I couldn't have time to listen to it, but I knew God spoke to me. So I didn't bother whatever is there. As well as God said should play it, I said, guys, come. It was evening service. We were supposed to have our revival meeting and body. I said, let's go. When we finished, we couldn't stop praying. I didn't know the guy was like that. When the guy now spoke how his money came and what he's doing to keep the money, and I realized that people that are deceiving you on social media and saying there was this country, these are different, he said they are fools. Nobody touches real money without spirituality. It's a lie. Not one. You can be earning salary and few things, pay your rent, but if it's real money, you will touch spirits, either demons or angels. One of them will meet with you. Wealth comes by power. He said, I'm the Lord God. He said, you will remember the Lord thy God, that it is he that giveth the power to make wealth, that he might establish his covenant. His covenant. There's a level where your money start growing to. Demons or angels will pay you visit. It means you'll become asset. And you can't cross that threshold until you pay allegiance to one. It's true. It's true. The year is ending now. People will be visiting back their altars. Do you know that Cosmos Madoka, there are days he doesn't come out? He doesn't see the sky. He locks up himself. Do you know he has evangelism, bro? Like days, he rides on bike to go and do evangelism. It's part of his covenant. He said, I'm a Christian that became a billionaire, not a billionaire that became a Christian. Stanley said he went to see him for 3 days. He won't come out. Kapapa, kapapa, kapapa. He stayed in his house for how many days? There is food for him. Hungry man, he was eating. He was in the body. Man that is providing if he was not eating. After a few minutes, he told himself, are you not foolish? You are poor, but you are eating. The man is wealthy, he's not eating. He now entered into a fast. It was while he was in that fast crying that his eyes opened. I saw on television ADC to Atiku, and God said, send for, go and meet this man. He said, how do I meet him? He said, go and meet this person. People don't know what this thing is about. They think it's a joke. Me, even as a student, if I tell you how I got my 2-1 also, in combination with reading my book, you realize that is the way people get this extraordinary results attached to spiritual connections. Mention them. The other one is a day or something. That still was looking for contact in the oil center. There is a Lebanon. They should be dividends on what. Such things supposed to be on the social space, on the public space. The minister that was supposed to sign it, say if he doesn't give bribe, he say he will not do it. They threw away the file. No, he has committed big money. So what are we going to do? So don't worry. He went in and declared his fast and started praying. Before he would finish his fast, the man was removed. Another person came in. The first document the man signed was that responding. I still have it in my phone. The problem is that you don't know the secret life of these people. If not recently now, Christ Embassy decided to publish, are we going to know that this guy, Tesla guy, is the highest donor to Christ Embassy last year, and he was the highest donor this year. The reason why they did not publish because they saw the social outburst last year. Yes. And then Obed said that he is the first this year, that he has a record. But they decided to keep the secret. Since no one answered for them. Elon Musk, yes. And the Elon Musk, does he look tight? Elon Musk, oh, you see saliva coming out from your mouth. With your 100 naira data, that's what that is. You know Elon Musk is your father. God taught me tithe as a student. My Christianity experience, he taught me tithe. And Satan once was angry with me, he called me tither. So if my giving tithe pains Satan, God enjoys it. So I understand the battle. And there was a time when I regretted, I said if I had known, I would have been saying no. You can redeem it. How do you say increase your giving to 20%? I did. When I left the bank, I was accused of trying to organize strike. You saw the testimony last night, but I didn't tell you things I was doing. The moment I was suspended, I returned back, I moved my giving to 30%. Everything, with that job, everything that enters my hand, I give 30%. I was just about to finish my master's. I had family, and now I'm not receiving salary. I was giving 30% of everything for that 18 months. But why do we hear an angel came and slap me and say, speak? And you're wondering why they're not slapping you. You did not obey you did not put the first earlier instruction, you not obeyed. You love yourself, but you want them to be slapping you. It's experience. It's a journey. It's a belief, what I'm telling you. Don't let anybody rob you of your own testimony in the gospel. Don't allow it. Don't allow it. Don't allow anybody to make it easy and cheap for you. And that's what campus offered me, in fact. Oh, it gave me a beautiful opportunity to have my own journey path. If you're on campus now, in fact, what I think is that there's a prophecy of St. Jacob. It's a prophecy that for us in the revival circle, we have followed it very well. St. Jacob is a global intercessor. They move around the nations, interceding for the purposes of God over nations and the earth. You can Google it. In 2002, they were somewhere in America, and they were interceding for the move of God in the earth. The meeting was not about Nigeria. But while they were in the meeting, she began to speak, and she's a global voice. And she began to prophesy, and she said that God was showing her Nigeria, and that God was saying that he was going to visit Nigeria. But she was precise. He said Nigerian universities and then secondary schools. So when I heard secondary, I said, oh God, that was when that prophet got around that 2000. I said, what use will secondary school serve to God? Now I understand. Primary school, now I understand. He said he's going to visit universities, and he's going to pour what he called missionary spirit upon Nigerian students. The prophecy is on social media, on Google. You can search it at St. Jacob's prophecy about Nigeria 2000. You will see it. He says Nigeria is going to pour missionary spirit upon your youth, those ones in the universities, and the revival, or rather the reformation, the change, the transformation of the nation is going to start from there. He said they are going to carry that missionary spirit, and they are going to bring transformation to their nation and to the nations of the earth. The emphasis of God, when it has to do with this nation, has been our Nigerian universities. By outing who we consider today as the modern day father of Nigerian Pentecostalism and the move of God, is a man that when God was sending him to Nigeria, God sent him to the Nigerian youth. They were there in Britain and he saw the map of Nigeria, and then he saw that western place where they wrote Elisha. He arrived there, I think, in 1932 or 36. The baby girl, 8-year-old, 6-year-old, he arrived with, just died a few months ago without marrying. Mommy Ruth, am I correct? At the age of 90-something, without marrying. That woman can speak Hausa, she can speak Yoruba. That woman lived in the interior areas of Kogi State and Benue State and the northern part, doing missionary work in the rural areas. Somebody that was born in Britain, that we think that she has privileges to travel abroad, live abroad, and do everything she wanted. The father came following the voice of God, go to Nigeria and raise me young people, an army of young people. So I want to move in this nation, and from there to the nations of the earth. The man followed and came back, came to Nigeria. The last 20 years of his life, he didn't leave this nation, I mean by Elton. When he died, he was buried in Elisha, in that small house in Elisha. A wife was also buried by his side. He said he will resurrect in Nigeria and he will be the mayor of Elisha in the eternal world. But what did he live for? He lived for the purpose of God. What was it? Raise me army of young people in Nigerian university institutions. Who were they? So this man traversed all the Nigerian universities from the south to the north, to the west, to the north. I've sat with fathers that were his direct, like Rev'd Chukwuemeka will tell me a lot about my elder. He was his direct mentor. And some other men that I've met. He was an elderly man, but he was focused on what God was doing. What was God doing? God was moving in the campuses. That was where he got the likes of Pa Komuyi, the likes of Pa Deboye, the likes of Pa Biden. Think about all these fathers of faith we're talking about now. He mentored them directly. He made them on the campuses. He lived his life and died for the gospel that Jesus brought to Nigeria. It was a sacrifice to Nigeria. But he was a white man. And now God is saying in 2002 that he wants to pour out again the missionary spirit upon Nigerian young people in the universities, that they will rise and they will change the corrupt institutions of their nation. For the revival of God, God is planning to pour out in Nigeria and Africa to have an express course. So if you are on the campus presently now, there's a prophecy over you. There's a prophecy. You are actually at the center of God's attention now in this nation called Nigeria. And so why should you take it serious? Look at Daniel chapter 1. In the 10th year of the reign of Joachim, king of Judah, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, came to Jerusalem and what? And besieged it. And the Lord gave Joachim, king of Judah, into his hand with some of the articles of the house of God, which he carried into the land of Shinar, to the house of his God. And he brought the articles into the treasure house of his what? God. Okay. Then the king instructed Nas, the master of the eunuchs, to bring his children, some of the children of Israel, and some of the king's descendants, and some of what? The nobles. Young men. Someone say young men.
Young men.
Now, these young men are to be admitted into a school. Just like they're about to write JAMB. Young men in whom there was no what. Now, it's just like when you are going to write JAMB, they said 5 courses, 5 subjects, English and Maths, credit. So these are the requirements to be admitted into the school. Are you following what I'm saying now? He said, young men in whom there was no blemish, but good looking, gifted in all words, possessing knowledge and what? That's ability to comprehend. That's why if you're going to study certain courses, the requirement follows from your O level. If they're going to be teaching you maths in your university, you must have a background in. I follow what I'm saying that. So that's why I say these people should be people who are already have a foundation, who had the ability to serve in the king's palace, and who they might teach the language. So they teach. And what? They teach the language and the literature what? Charges. So these ones are to be admitted to be taught. They all study the course they are studying is literature, language, and the literature of what? Everybody studied that course in that university. In your own case, I don't know the course you are studying, but you are admitted into a school. There is some beautiful thing about it. You know, Jesus was one who said, go ye into all the world and make what? Discipleship of all nations. He said, teaching them to observe all things which have what? Taught you. Now, if we look at the world there, it has 2 understanding to it. One is ethnos, and the other one is ethnos. All right. Now, the gospel of Jesus Christ has a geographical dimension to it. It is a global message. It's a global product. Just like I asked you yesterday that if you have a product that cures cancer, how vast is your market? And you told me that your market is global. There are products if you have, it is only Abuja people that are interested in it. There are products if you have only Igbo people or only Nigerians. But there's a product that if you have, your market is global. Are you following what I'm saying now? So the gospel product is a global product. The people that are in need of the gospel is the world, generally every human being, all creature. Are you following what I'm saying now? But there is also a dimension of it that is people group. That's ethnos, people's group. That means the word of lawyers, the word of doctors, the word of rectors, the word of nurses. So that's another word. Are you following what I'm saying now? Student word is another word of his own. It's all what I'm saying now. So when God sent people, he sent them into their own world. And I'm going to explain that a bit. The reason is, every word have a way they think. And they have the way they understand things. They have their own language. Like the lawyers, if people can start speaking English here to be confused. Am I correct? Because in your own word, language is not what we say it is. It means something else to you people. When I was in the bank, we can speak banking jargons, still English, and you will not even understand many things we are saying. Somebody that is in the civil service, when you say authorize something, he has understanding of it. Me in the bank, when I say authorize, my colleagues know what I'm saying. Verify, they know what I'm saying. It's not really exactly what you are saying, what you're saying in your own word. So what God does is that when he saves somebody from a particular word, his mind is to send the person back to the same word. The reason is you know that word, you live in that word, and that word is open to you. Let me explain. If you are a man now, and you gave your life to Christ, normally what we do in church for you is to tell you, Abo job is a very terrible job. They are not good people. They are bad. They are smoking. They will influence you. Come out from there. But the Bible says you are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. Now remember that when the gospel came to you, you became a light. Are you what I'm saying that? Now what we teach you is to bring you that light out of that place so that it remains in darkness. Meanwhile, what plan of God is that when you gave your life to Christ and you became lit up, you start burning in the midst of that place. So that's the only chance they have to see the light. Now, if we plant you there, do you know that you already have your friends there? All right? It's easy. When you come in the morning, Chukwu the Alpha now. This night I told you yesterday now. Have you given it a say na happen? Where you hear Jesus say that point about chop up nonsense. I don't want to so that can no people man na. He said, you collect it from him and match it on the now. I remember I will fight you. You know you can do that. Because these are your guys. Pastor Boni, when he gave his life to Christ, used to go, he was on campus there, he used to go inside the bush to go and preach to God boys where they have a meeting. He will eat and say, hey, he said, guys, you should calm down. Ask him, come down home. In the middle of the night. It can only take a God boy who is in that system to do that. You cannot wake up and say because you pray at victory ground and you felt vibration. You say, where are they meeting tonight? I want to go there. You may be a casualty and Jesus did not send you. But you see the people he saved from that place. They know, even you know that this guy that is talking to you was harder than you. In what he has to do hitting. So if he's talking, you just calm down and be listening to him. Not because you want to, but at least I know say this guy is not a Jew boy. He knows what's up. So if he's talking, let me listen. Are you following what I'm saying now? And even when you come into the same school system, the best people to reach medical students are medical students. Because you know they are proud. You know, legal law students are also proud. When you come to that class to preach back in those days, they will be making, they will look at who is all these business students that don't have what they are doing. That's the way they will be treating you. But if he's a law student, you know, they will just think, I think he knows what they know. They will just calm down and be listening. So God is also strategic. He chooses where he sends people. He doesn't send everybody everywhere, even though the gospel is for everybody. And he doesn't send everybody everywhere, every time. Now, if you find yourself in the university now, and you are born again, I want you to hear me very well. Number one thing you need to find out is that you are not going to be there forever. You have a very short window. It's a school you just entered. You need to make up your mind. The first day I came into the university, I will not forget it. It was around 7 p.m. in the night, 6:30 or thereabout. I didn't have a place to stay. Somebody had arranged for me to stay with him at Nkrumah master's degree. So I dropped my bag there and I said to go out. I remember coming to that field, not Vitrigan, that field, and I knelt down and I said, Lord, you brought me into this land for your good name to be known. I said, I will preach it everywhere I see a human being. I said, I vow that my life in this school will bring you glory. I said, but I ask you one thing. I don't want to write one carry over. I said, I want to leave this school with 2-1. I said, but I will declare your word to every human being ready to hear your word. I heard a sound somewhere at main hall when I got up, and I went there. It was castle. That was how I told castle time. When I was fully walking in Shekinah's. And the king appointed for them a daily provision of king's delicacies and of the wine which he drank and 3 years of training. Some say 3 years of training. Some of you are doing 4. Some of you are doing 5. Some are doing 6. Some are doing, but these people, they are 3 years course. So that at the end of that time, they might sigh before what? The king. The next verse. Now, from among those of the sons of Judah were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. To them, the chief of eunuchs gave names. He gave Daniel the name Belshazzar. To Hananiah, he gave Shadrach. And to Mishael, he gave Meshach. And to Azariah, he gave Abednego. But, someone say, but. Daniel proposed. Where? To what? So, number one thing is that there is a decision. Forget. Nobody should confuse you. I don't care the appointment your parents gave you. I don't care the appointment, university, where you attend. I don't care all the school timetable. There is a proposal you make. I hope you saw all the appointments. If I even change their names, it doesn't matter. You can change their names, change everything. But I have proposed. The moment you enter that school, the moment, if you have not done it, as you're listening to me now, you need to begin to propose things in your heart. What you're going to become after you have graduated is based on this thing you propose in your heart. What I am today was as a result of the decision I made when I came to campus. I studied marketing. I left with 2-1. I did PR in a master's degree and PR in PhD. But what I am today is not because of the PhD I did. It's not because of the masters. It's because of the things I proposed in my heart. I made up my mind that I'm a lifetime Christian who is serving Jesus and a part-time student. You have to propose in your heart. What are you going to do with it as a student? Is it a season for you to hang out, enjoy yourself, flex, show? Or is it a season to be trained to stand before the king? And which king do you want to stand before? Is it the King of Kings or the kings in Asorok? They were being trained to have the capacity to stand before the king. And there are rules, there are food they must eat. The reason why I will not have the time to go further to show you how these young men brought transformation. The first, at the end of this their proposal, there were contention. The eunuch said, no, the king will be angry with me if your result is not fine. But some of you say, my result, what if I fail? What if my parents say I'm not doing well? Say, don't worry, my result will be better than these other people who are doing TTB. I will read, but I know how to. Let me serve God. By the time they checked the first test and quiz that were coming out, these guys were doing better. Guys, no problem. If the prayer is helping, no problem. They adding prayer. And at the end, you know what? They did not just learn the literature, the language. God now gave them gift. I don't have the time. Is there? You can show them. God now gave them gift. That means God added spiritual resource. When I returned back from school and took my father's drugs, diabetic drugs, he don't understand. So what's the meaning of them? So I don't need them again. So who said as I say it? And he checked his body adjusted. And he returned back again. Before he said, every time, what he caused was speaking in tongues. But after I took away his drugs, I saw the signs. I returned back the next time. What it means, God used him. I sent you to school, you have learned something else. God gifted them with ability to interpret dreams, visionary abilities, and the gift of a man makes way for him. Friends, In the days you are in the university, have you found where they gave them gift? Find it. In the days you are in the university, that is your time to sharpen your spiritual gift. The healing anointing came on me on campus. Students will go home. Out. This one, everybody, hello. Are we safe? Ushers, let's control the movement. So, school will close. I'll stay back in school. I'll be praying, I'll be fasting, I'll be praying, I'll be fasting. One night, and then they'll beg me a visit. And that angel asked me to open my hands. When I opened them into it, I said, these hands are no more normal hands. From that time, 6 sicknesses started being healed when I prayed for them. I was a student. You know why? As a student, you can regulate your time. You have your lectures morning to what? To night, to 4 p.m. You have your time from 4 p.m. to the next morning, and you can arrange it to suit your destiny. Because if I'm going to be a preacher of the word, for instance, I don't need to read my, let me say, literature book like the one that is going to practice literature after school. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
The extra time you have while you're in school is to develop the potentials that your destiny is going to rest on. I know a guy called Bethel. He's into music now. Maybe if you Google him on, you will see him. Do you know the elder brother of Blessed? He graduated from Aki. While his colleagues are drawing, he draws, he does his assignment, but he spent more time practicing songs, instruments, anything he hears or sounds. Come to basement, IJ basement, see Bethel. When school closes, Bethel is back in school, begging people for money to buy battery to put inside keyboard to practice. He was at the time the best keyboardist on campus. There was nothing that could be played on keyboard that has been played before that he heard that he cannot play. When he's listening to all these foreign songs, then when he listens, he will scream, he will start practicing it. He believed today he has a music house, right? That's what he wanted to do with his life. But he came to school to study Aki, but he has no business doing anything with that. So let me just graduate. But while I'm here, it will give me the opportunity to develop my giftings for my destiny. So if you are a Christian on campus, pass your exams. I passed mine, and I didn't do as well. Read your book, go for discussion classes. But thereafter, what do? Empower your destiny ahead of time. Invest it. The reason is, you will never have freer time that belongs to you again after you graduate. Because after you graduate, the only thing you are looking for, who can pay for my time so I can eat. They will now put a certain amount of money under your free time. You work 5 to 7 minus the time you used to on the road to get to the work place and the one you used to get back home, and then they will say it is worth 200,000. And you will be on the road racing to meet up with the demand that 200,000 is making on you. And you will look for time. You will remember when you were on campus, and you will ask yourself, what have I done to myself? Friends, it is a gift to be a student. It's a gift. A gift you will never appreciate until you leave school. For that's when we'll come back from school. We'll go from hostel to hostel, doing evangelism every day. That's when we'll come back from school. We'll go to Victory Ground and spend 3 hours praying in tongues. Even if, which I'm not subscribing to, but it is easier for God to tell me many times to wait on Him while lectures Sometimes those lectures will not hold. He knows it will not hold. So he will ask me, don't go. So I will stay back while I'm praying. Students that went to class will come back and say, it didn't hold. There are days to make it will help, but I will just stay with God. I'm not thinking it's possible for you to wake up in the morning and you are not going to go to work. You are holding the vote key. The authorizing password for moving money from the vote, you are the owner of it. And you say you are waiting on the Lord in the house. They will sack you. And God will not help you. I hope you are getting my point. So what you don't get as a student, when you graduate, you'll be racing against time and opportunity to get it. I don't even think whether it's possible to get it. Everyone that you see seated here, whatever you see that's standing on, as a Christian, they got it on campus. We heard the rest of the life of Daniel. He saw 4 kings in his lifetime, change laws, influence institutions. But where was the foundation? On campus. Where he was on campus for 3 years. And it was on that campus he built alliances with his brothers. Maybe they didn't know when they were captured in it. They just got admitted into the same school and they met. Campus offers you alliance to destiny at very cheapest rates. Because you are meeting people at their foundational level at no cost, and you are growing with them. Do you see when the intergovernment, how they partner together? Sometimes it was death and life. They had sent Ariok to go and kill them. They had to come together and pray, and came back to the king with a revelation answer. This is a time to build partnership that will drive your destiny. And your destiny is in the gospel. Those your friends that are not driving you towards the ministry, towards serving God, towards mission, towards evangelism, towards prayer, are no friends at all. Because they are taken away from your future. Make friends that will drive you into doing things that will secure the future before you come to it. There are things you do today that you will reap tomorrow. When you are doing them on campus, you will not see the result, because at this level the result cannot show until the future comes. You will not see what I'm enjoying today. Wow, it was just I did on campus. For instance, prayer and fasting. Oh, I fasted like never before as a student. Very well, I'm telling you. Dry fasting. Some days I will leave campus, I'll go to what do you call it? Camp of faith. I was telling people, I said, people ask me how my wife prays and how she gets revelation from the word. I said, well, I think it's some of the things she did while she was on campus. Because then anyone I did, she followed me. She was not concentrating. She was our women leader then. If I declared I'm going for 7 days drive, she too will eat her 7 days drive. If I say I'm doing anyone, she was doing it. There are times when we declare a church all night, 7 days all night. You can't do it here now. You are going to work. How can you come here by 9 o'clock and pray to 6 for 7 days? How will you work? Even if you sleep, you can't, because by the time you go to work the next time, that is not really sleep. You need to really stretch and recover. And then you return back the next night, you can't do it. Yeah, we did it like that as students. And guess what? That's when you have your strongest energy. I will be doing 3 days fast, I will play football. Dry fasting. On the 3rd day we'll be playing football. You can't believe it. But we are young. Because the glory of a young man is his strength. Now they are telling me to reduce fasting. The other time I did 7 days, I came out, preach my life out. I fainted. They said I should calm down. In fact, the other day I was talking to one of our brothers. For example, he was telling me, he was mentioning something. He said, this one is reducing, this one is reducing. He said, Pastor, it's like you are still not reducing. He said, Pastor, reduce a little. He said, let's preserve our body. You see it? Because sometimes you check your body, you feel weak. And you know that it's some nutrients. I did stretch fast over August, September, October. By the time we're October, I had some mysterious attack. When they check, they say it's nutritional deficiency. And there is nothing wrong with that. Some nutrients are lost in my body, trigger some nerves to start sending pain signals. The pains were terrible. You know why? Because age has increased. But you are still young. This is time to fast. Don't wait till you have to be walking and be fasting. Walking and be fasting. Daniel did not learn fasting in the palace. You know, later in the palace now he was praying 3 times a day. But why? How did he build the culture? He built it while he was in the school. You have your freest time. Free, that's given to you. Because the moment you graduate, you are trying to now make money to sustain yourself. Your time is no longer free. Every time you have, somebody wants to pay for it. That's for you. The reason why we must take the campus mission serious is that, know this for sure, that the older people get to, the more difficult it is for them to give their life to Christ. If Daniel and his brothers did not make this proposal and graduated while eating king's meat, I hope the taste of the kings would have entered their blood. It's not easy to eat king's delicacies as a student and graduate and say you don't want it again. Is it possible? It has already entered your blood. Your taste bud has already been accustomed for it. It is difficult. It is very, even people that give their life to Christ on campus and work with us, so the way they graduate and enter the world, it looks like nobody should be telling me this church thing again. Imagine people that are not born again as a Christian, as a student, and they graduated. When life starts putting pressure on them to cut corners, to do certain things to succeed, and they are not telling them give their life to Christ, it's more difficult. Until we must preach to our friends now. We must preach to them now, because if the longer we allow them, the more difficult and the lower the chances for them to receive the message. Talk to them now. Unfortunately, it looks like the university has become even hard. Are you what I'm saying now? It looks like we are now have to take it down to primary school. That is easier because you are meeting people. I'm a lecturer. I'm meeting year 1 students. I'm wondering, well, year 1 student used to be afraid, is it not? Whatever you tell. Year 1 now comes with their browsing like this, entering classroom like this. No fear. From year 1, they are carrying chips inside the exam hall. Do it with this knowledge in your mind. That this my sister, this my brother I'm seeing in my class, and if I don't talk to him now about Jesus, the chances for him to receive it will be reducing. Let me do. He needs to hear it earlier, when his heart is more likely to be malleable. I'm saying that even the campuses is already hardened, but at least it will be worse if we wait for them to graduate. And that's why he mentioned secondary school, he mentioned teenagers. So it's important because, for instance, we are doing teenage church. The kind of things we are hearing among teenagers is even shocking to me. That teenagers are so deep into homosexual acts, even in church. Even those of them that have been saved, that are coming for that school, that they will even come for that school and they will go upstairs and be doing homosexual. We have to cast some out. You know, when we try to do deliverance and saw that some of them are stuck in that thing, we cast them out. We will quarantine them, we kick them out of. We give parable, we don't want to see you around this building. Imagine that. Student, secondary school. The one that went to Benin to go and do Yahoo, that went inside the bush where human beings, the voice is speaking like a monkey in a very far away place. where they went naked for 2 hours in the bush with smelling dead things everywhere. Just wrote his jam, just wrote his wire. The result was not yet out. He paid 800,000 to go to Benin. So he already had idols he set up before he graduated in different areas. The first one he got from Okofia, the second one he got from Oba. But they told him, if you now want the money to come up, go to Benin. He raised 800,000 and went to Benin and paid. Secondary school. And he was in church, he's beating drum in church. I know what I'm saying. The things we have met in secondary schools, I said, how? Demon possessed, occultic practices, Yahoo, wickedness of 18 different kinds, murder. Then you are waiting for that one to get to university, start telling him about Jesus. His heart is already hardened. He has had experience in darkness. The time to speak to people about Jesus is now. That's the only time they have the chance. I am telling you the truth. I worked in a bank for 9 years. Before I left, I didn't see one colleague saved. And I worked in different branches. I didn't see one colleague saved. I preached every morning. People fell under the power. People saw the glory of God on me inside the bank and ran. They didn't get saved. I have been a teacher since 2018. That's 7 years now, right? I have not seen one colleague. My colleagues are arguing with me. They are doctors today. They've gone abroad, they come, they are PhD holders. They are arguing with me that they are Christians, that I should leave that pastor. That is because we are born Christians. That's what we believe in this pathway. That another person that believes something else was born in it. That's where he also find God. That I should make this. I should use my sense and check this thing. And I asked him, "You are a Christian. What do you believe?" He said, "I should not bother what they believe. They are believing because they are Christians." I said, "So are you saying that what we believe is?" He said, "It's not about being. This is what they gave to us. That's what they gave to them. Everybody will find God from what they believe." And we came to our lecturers' faculty platform. People are proposing that thing, posting it. But guess what? I have seen students. Every now and then, I win them in masses in class. Sometimes when I finish teaching and come and they are afraid, "Sir, I want to talk to you. Sir, I want to talk to you. Sir, this matter, this matter." Why is this student that are seeing that thing? The lecturers are not seeing it. Because the lecturers now are talking in cash. They are talking in articles, in publications. That's where they feel, that's what life looked like for them. But for the students, they are still trying to find excess. So when something strikes a chord in their heart, they pay attention. If it's money, if it's fame, if it's social media, if it's dress code, whatever strikes a chord, they pay attention. This is the time to strike a chord with the gospel. Deliverance. Some of them, when they come and say, "Meet me in church," we'll face deliverance there. Give them time. Some are sick, they are getting healed. I'll be getting text message from students. "Sir, I got healed today while you were praying." From students, I don't have their numbers. I had this, but after the lectures, when you prayed, the thing has stopped. The lectures are not interested. You are sent to your word, O student. Jesus will hold you accountable for what happened to the people that are in that school now that you are sent to them. The truth is that it's not even the lecturer that is sent to the student. It is the student there that are sent to the students. You must have people here as you're picking at your grades, the courses you made A, B, and Z. You must be taking out people that has been transformed because of your Christian work. This is what I need for the campus. When I came to Shekinah Assembly, I met Pastor Stan. It was only him and two ladies. Everything has come out of, and that's why you need to take note that the reason why we need to push this frontier is because it's a field for free labor. Imagine we want to recruit this man and say, come and serve Jesus with us. How much are you going to pay him now? But the time he joined, he was playing drum, happily laughing and playing drum, and excited and carrying Pastor John's. In fact, they were friends. Before Pastor John became the pastor. And the same thing. Imagine him calling any of these ones. This one now say, see him on the road. Where he says, I would like you to be in my church, to be my assistant pastor. This one, he will wind up and say, who are you? I'm not scared by your size. I have size too. Respect yourself. Don't talk to me. Are you okay? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Even if he wants to give ear, do you know the price we need to pay? For Jesus to do that to Peter, who was already a grown-up man, Jesus did a massive miracle. When he saw that massive miracle, like he put 10 million naira in your account or 20 million naira in your account, he said, be spending this, just follow me. Just when he finishes, let me know. Just follow me. You will not check how much you make every week. Okay. You call your boss and say, I've resigned. Is it not? But at the time he called him to follow him, it was free of charge. Free of charge. If we fail to go to the people now on campuses and open them up to their calling, when they leave school, they will reject the calling because the price will become too much for them. Now the price is there, but he grew into it. So it's no longer like a price, it's like a natural way of life. Because he started paying the price when it was not a price to him, though it was a price. Do you understand what I said? How do you forget what I said? So this is God's strategy. That people should get involved when it is least painful to them, even though it is painful, not less. So there are chances, more chances of following, submitting for training is higher, and he can train them more. There's somebody who has formed a wrong opinion about ministry and God, and then he leaves school. You're telling him to come and train that ideology about God. When to invest your time in reading books, discipleship, raising pastors, training pastors, is when they are on campus. The other reason is the gospel is a global product. I hope you know. If you have a product that you want to send across nations, here now, you want this product to travel around the world in the next 4 years, next 5 years, how will you market it? PCJ today is in the UK. Sammy was here, right? He's in the US. And I can mention them. My brother Chuba is in Canada. Pastor T, I said that he raised a Brocodoton. He's in Australia. These were people trained on campus. It means that those people in that your campus are on their way to different parts of the world. They are on their way to different parts of the nations. Pastor Chi is in Abuja today. Whatever he's giving to you in Abuja, it was what campus built him for. He got it from them. Whoever gave it to him is touching you now. I don't know what I'm saying. If he leaves Abuja and goes to Australia, whoever gave it to him is touching Australia. So that means if you touch somebody that is on campus, you can never imagine how far that touch will travel. Whoever taught Chris Oyakilome taught him where? On campus. Even though the man is dead now, he's still alive, touching nations. Not just communities, not just local assembly, nations. Whoever taught Oyedele taught him on campus. And that person is touching nations by influence. Let me tell you, get this very clearly. God told me this. And I've never heard a father of faith made that statement somewhere. I said to my wife, I said, look at this, I was telling you in church. In fact, I've even said it openly in some place I've gone to minister. You see this Japa thing, maybe I will explain it more to you. It is timing, is something that God is aware of. God planned it. But the problem is that we were not prepared for it when the time came. It was actually our due time to take our gospel back. But the route through which we are not going to colonize them. The route through which we are going to go is serving labor, selling our offering ourselves for labor. Do you understand? So, but as we are going, we are supposed to carry our Bible, our gospel, with power and conviction. Unfortunately, when the time came and the doors of the nations opened for Nigerians to start moving, we were only moving on the account of economic migration. We were supposed to be going to go and get the wealth transfer back to Nigeria, but carry the glory of the gospel back to the nations of the world. That means one person going with data school is also going with Bible. Is a time. If you want to, the gospel in the world now is the gospel as made by Nigerians. Believe what I'm telling you now. No, I saw some big men of God who read their books. I saw how they tremble at the feet of our fathers. When they come to Nigeria, it's like they're coming for Christian pilgrimage. The biggest church sitting auditorium on earth is sitting in Abuja. This one that is going to beat it is going to sit in Port Harcourt. The one that is going to beat it is going to sit in Lagos. Nobody is there attempting them any other place. The gospel. No nation is preaching the gospel, taking it as a nation like Nigerians now. I mean to other nations. Dr. Paul Enekate was in Namibia over the weekend. He will be back today. He will go off again. And that's how other people have been carrying it. Africa knows the gospel that is preached in Africa now is as released from Nigeria. Believe what I'm telling you. We'll trace it later. But you see, there is a movement. But the problem is that the Nigerian nature had not been dealt with. Which, as I'm teaching now, some of you, that's what is still doing you. What is the man saying? Does he want me to preach? And you don't know that I want to study my book. Yeah, I'm telling you to go and preach. That's what I'm saying. And not just preach. Plant a branch. Be a pastor. That's the most useful thing you can do with your life. That's what I do. I celebrate most about my life is that I preach the gospel. That I raise people for Jesus. I don't boast that I'm a pastor, that I'm a doctor, I'm a lecturer, I'm anything, a banker. What will I want? But I take glory in the fact that I will look back, I will see who has been touched because I'm alive. That I taught you marketing, principle of advertising, of public relations, or social marketing. How do I glory in that? You could have read social online content and learn it. Some people are learning advertising on their own by studying it on YouTube. How should I glory on that? But there are things I know I have done in men by the grace of God that we live till they die, and their generation of God will hear it from me. This is where my glory lies. This is where my glory lies. I still meet some of my campus people. They say, we remember. We can't forget you. You are not to quit. What of your friend need to quit? We know that you people will serve Jesus. When we are campus, the way you people carry this, we know it will not end there. It's time for Africa to carry the gospel to the ends of the earth. We call it Java, but guess what? We are taking the dollars. we are taking the notes. So the door that opened for the gospel, only collecting the millions, and the souls are lost. So you know what? We need to start teaching people now that Nigeria is a missionary nation. That is no longer about Japan or anything. It's no longer about, it's about taking the gospel. That's what I'm teaching you now. That's why you need to go back to that your school and get involved in discipling people, in preaching the gospel. That person, let me tell you one thing. There's a young guy, he's Ali Obi. You can search him out on social media. I still remember the first day when we came to Castle. We're doing when you say some people, you know that Oyanka or when Oyanka, what is this person just there? Are you from saying that? One day he made a vow. Maybe I need to remind him one of these days. He made a vow and said that when he graduated, he built a house for Jesus. I laughed because year one, you know, we are doing they call Foundation Bible College graduation. He said when he finished, the first thing he would do is to build Jesus a house. He saw nothing that happened that in the final year, what they gave him was final year coordinator. You know, final year coordinator. It's organized, program. So it's all. And he got masters. He became the youngest PhD holder in architecture in Nigeria. He got master and went to Cyprus. That boy, and I saw him gathering crowds. I chatted him and said, "Bros, what's the meaning of this? I know you cannot do charm. You don't even have the mind to do this what we are doing, let alone doing charm. So, well, I said, you don't know, it's great. So, how about that? This also here, the way he's talking. I just came and started walking, and I'm enjoying it. He started doing tour, Mexico, tour, nations. You see white people, they will enter restaurant and grow legs. You watch it, I'm not saying joke. He said sitting Africans in Cyprus, say planting branches in Cyprus. If you see crowd, I said, Jesus, you can't predict what a seed sown on campus can become. He left there now, went to UK. He has planted another branch in UK. His branch is now in UK. A young guy, he's not even married. How can you undermine your potentials and the potential of people you can reach? I don't know who I know today that is making sense that did not start from the campus. Tell me, is it Selman? Tell me, is it Apostle Abarumosai? Is it Jereze? Is it Rev'd Chukwuemeka? Mention them. Our own apostle, it was in UNN. Mention them. Bishop V is in UNN. He was reached by SCL. That's why he started. I say you, yes, I'm talking to you. You think that you're a girl? No. He said, I will pour my spirit upon all flesh, your sons and daughters. My wife is a testimony. Some of those few that still remember her finger on their life on campus, they are the ones celebrating her now. They are the ones celebrating her now. When she was touching them as a student like them on campus, was she thinking that the time will come when one of them will say, okay, take this amount of money, I celebrate you, man. She didn't think anything personal benefit will come to her. And the gospel is us too. Because tomorrow he's going to be a lawyer, he's going to be a lawyer, he's going to be a real, but when you were rich on campus, am I correct? Pastor Emeka met you on campus. And that's what I mean. He was a student. Another person met him. Another person, Pastor Emeka, met him on campus. But look at him now. Look at him now. If Pastor Emeka want to speak to him now, meet him for the first time, he has to really adjust himself and know, let me respect this man. He's married. He has to package himself. But he still honors him. Am I correct? Even though where he is now, he still looks at him as, this is the person. That's the way it is. You don't know who he can be a governor's wife, a president's wife. You preach to her today, disciple her. and the president marries her, he may not even be the president of Nigeria, another president of a foreign country, what do you think will you lack in life? Just by winning one soul that God lifted up, that you paid attention to. He said, that's my mother. That's my mother. Grant her access to the government house. Anything you want, you are my mother. You are the one that taught me everything I know. Do you know how many people that tell me that? They said, everything I know about Jesus, you are the one who taught me. Sir, tell me anything, whatever you want. If it doesn't exist, I will create it. You know they can't do that. They are just trying to tell you how much they are committed. Do you know that people you touch are you invested in at this level are real investments? These people deal with real estate. And one thing they say about real estate that it appreciates. Am I correct? Yes. But you know the real estate? This one is also land. It's made up from the real estate is this one. And guess what? This one too appreciates. If you pay 100 million to buy this one, pay anything to buy this one. Because when God came on earth, the one that God paid for first was this one. I know you like to buy land, right? If you have money now, you buy land. Where is the land selling cheaper? Where can I get returns on my investment fast? Very good. But there are lands sitting around in your class. They are going to appreciate like this in the next 2 years. They're going to appreciate like this. But you are not doing something about it. Teach them the word. Do you know that also we can't change this country without changing the people on campus? The next CEOs are in your classroom. The next senators are in your classrooms. The next governors are in your classrooms. The next people that will be producing fake products for Nigeria are in your classrooms. The next people that will be sponsoring kidnapping are where? In your classroom. So if we don't do anything, tell me who is in government now stealing. 80% of them came from universities, am I correct? What if somebody taught them very well and won them for Jesus, and they were well taught the way you're being taught now, and they became what they are today? Do you think that is not one person reduced of the problem of Nigeria? But you see the way they are in your class now, you're not doing anything about it. Tomorrow, all of us will start reading from it. You are seeing your classroom, you are seeing all your friends, you're seeing all the crisis there that is going on. You see how they are. Don't say it's a personal life, because when they graduate, their life is no longer personal. They can become the governor of your state. And a personal life will impact the whole state life. What if you touch them before they got there? Is somebody for what I'm saying? If we will change this nation, we will change the predominant mindset on our purposes through the gospel of Jesus Christ. Don't say, I don't want to be a pastor. Nobody is asking to be a pastor. We are asking people to tell people about Jesus Christ and the ways of their lives. Bring them to church. Oh, you have finished your own. There was a slave girl in Syria that saw the body of Naaman every time he was changing his clothes. And that girl would just remove her eyes. What's the problem? This man is a general, but why is a slave girl? Guess what? She went to the wife and said, "Tell God, if only you could come to Israel, you will be cured of this kind of nonsense." You know that man went to the king. The king wrote a letter to the king of Israel. He said, "This is my general, honorable in my sight. Please, before he comes back, cure him of this sickness he has." The king of Israel said, "It's war he's looking for now. And man, this small peace I'm enjoying. He now was looking for how to attack me. Am I God that heals or make it?" He tore his cloth, crying and weeping. Prophet heard it. So what's your problem? A sitting king does not know what God can do, the God of Israel can do. He said, bring him to me and you know there's a prophet in Israel. Do you think that after Naaman was healed, that girl remained a slave in his house? You don't know. It's because when we are talking, it looks like it's about God. God is really not asking us to come and do something for him. It's something for ourselves. Initially, it will look like you are the one giving. No, don't worry. It's when the man carries them to the farm and commit it to the earth and he's going with empty barrel. It looks like he has lost everything. Am I correct? After time is recycled, he returns back to the same place. He will see the impact of what he has done. Don't think somebody is asking you, keep going, do it. Just obey. Just serve God with your life. At this your age, and let me tell you this as I close. Don't carry this your life. And West, you know when Jacob was going to bless Reuben, he said, you are my force, the beginning of my word, my strength. It is an evil thing for a man to live and say God does not deserve his best. The best you can give God is your youth. And I don't know anybody that did anything reasonable that did not do it or started it in the time of his youth. Not one. Maybe people like Smith Wigglesworth, there are just few of them that had missing. I'm telling you the truth. Even in the secular world. Davido is how many years? It's as if you have lived in many people's life 3 times. Am I correct? And he's still how many years? That is something. Whiskey is how many years? And if you want to go back into time, you remember that those people that reigned, like Dengo Post them, they were young then too. They will not know now because they were, but I think they are probably 50 years now. But when they reigned, they were in their youth too. When they came to campuses, they badged them and two-faced them. You don't know these two-faced. His two-faced has reigned. He has finished. He has reigned. He's not a grandfather. He's a disciple. He's not a discipler. He's a legend. He has moved on. He didn't know two-faced. He was a young boy. Very young. Tell me one that was his song and he went around the world and they say he check his age, they say it's 40 years. They say it's 45. Fine, tell me one that you are waiting till you are 45 before you offer your life to God for service. What will he make use of your life? Do you know if I give my life to Christ now? Do you know the investment I have made to be this man? If I give my life to Christ, okay, now Lord, I'm ready, I want to serve you. Let's start. Where will I start? After 10 years, I'm trying to understand the move of God in my inside. Is that when I should have traveled all the places I've gone around preaching? Don't waste it. I don't know any footballer who turned a star at 38. Let me say, they say, do you know this guy? He's playing fast now. Oh, wow. They say, how old? Say he's 27 years. And we are just hearing about him. Messi started from under 20 and under 17. In fact, they said before he was even under 15, they cited him with Ronaldinho playing in Barcelona kids club. Ronaldo, we will see Ronaldo when he was a teenage boy in Portugal. Playing, they said, this guy is going somewhere. This guy is going somewhere. Neymar, mention them. Even Osimhen that we're talking about, we know he went under 17, broke the record there. How old is he now? How old is he now? Anybody you are celebrating as a celebrity, open your phone, browse his age. Browse his age. All these people that are in the political corridor, go and check their history. When did they enter politics? This Tinubu, he has been in the corridor of power since he was a young man. He didn't start politics. He's not one old man that made money and said, okay, I want to be a president. No, he has been there. Marcus Okalo, he has been there. Ngige, he has been there. As young men, growing in the system, doing the same thing, living their life on it. You hardly find somebody who just jump in. He's 75 years. He just starts, he's contesting presidential election for the first time at 75. Atiku, do you know how old Atiku was when he started almost like 30 years ago? He has been a control of custom. You can trace him back as a young man. They have always been on the stage of national affairs. They never jump in there. Start now, girl. Start now, young man. Start now. Time is ticking. There's age you get to. No matter what you want to offer, it will no longer make sense to God, because you have wasted the juicy part of your life. God wants the best. Give him your money. And you know what? Your money is usually very short. If you woke up with the money before you play around with your phone, guess what? It's noon. That's what is happening to you. You are in the campus. There's something called the dew of the morning. Your morning is usually fresh and very appealing and refreshing. No man has searched through the history. Nobody offers anything his youth and not read from it, whether good or bad. All the criminals that were killed at the prime of they offered that choose now to offer. He says, serve you the Lord in the days of what? Your youth. Now that you still have strength, give God your life now and say, I will preach. I will preach. That's a vow I made when I went to campus. I will preach. And I've not regretted it. I've not regretted it. Carry speakers put aside. Sometimes for a whole 1 week preaching. Sometimes when students are going to classes. Even now as a lecturer, I still do broadcasts once in a while. I say, bring the speakers, let me speak to the school. You think I don't know the value of that? You think I don't know the value of that? I'll wake up very early, I'll pray, I'll drive into school before 6 a.m., I'll do broadcasts and return back home to take my kids to school. You think I don't know the value of that? And you are in that school, you don't think God is speaking to you to do something. It was a beautiful thing when people said me this, they said, we heard you this morning, and this happened to me, and this happened to me. And guess what? You will never know the power of God until you go for God. God backs those who goes in his name. You know what I'm telling you? I'm speaking as one who have been sent, who has God. I can tell you. Just don't look at your age. God is not interested in age. He's interested in willingness and availability. Don't look at your qualification. Just ask the Lord, I'm offering my life. Let the value of it be the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ and the salvation of souls. Lord, show me how much I can bring a change in my class, in my hostel. The sister was sharing with us how she was tormented and her righteous soul was vexed by her roommate. He said to me, if only I knew what I know that in Shekinah, I could not have suffered that. And guess what? She was in a missionary school, and that is in Madonna. The roommate will be playing sex videos in the room. Some nights you don't have any place to go, and they'll be playing it. Sex videos. Roommates. She can't do anything about it. So if I know what I know now, I didn't know that was the harvest field. She's a pastor in IMT now, and since come meeting from them, see the work they have done on IMT. And you will see your young people, some people that are meeting them, and these guys are just talking OP, talking trash, talking nothing. Then later, you see that these people are seriously hungry for Jesus. That they are saying is just what their empty brain is giving to them. No, but there's a deeper hunger in their heart. If I want to abuse them and send them away, and she was telling us about it, he came to the was talking about it. They were doing a program in Enugu church, and we finished there. I said, okay, I'm driving through, some people should join me. It was when I dropped them, she was not calling me, come and see this one. It's that one that she talked about. No, and the girl insulted them, saying he doesn't want to have them, there should not preach here that is stopping them. Others say you can preach. But that one that said they should go, that is stopping, they don't want to hear anything, that she's not interested in anything they want to say. While she started preaching, others started going. When she finished preaching, it was that one that was still remaining. And she's in church now. That if I told her, I said, I'm not a Christian, I don't believe in God, and I don't want to hear you, don't stop us. Is that one that is in church? We are doing a work in a medical school. And I was telling Pastor that I said, these are only doctors. I said, we want to control the brand of doctors that are coming out to the society using this platform. Because it's only medical school. And the things we're teaching them were in line with their medical practitioner as a minister. And also how volatile that field is and how power of God can tame it. There are doctors that are initiating these babies as they are being born. It's not enough to be speaking in tongues about them. Go and win them for Christ as students. They will not take that out. We have doctors that babies are born and the baby is dead, and they said this baby must come back to life, not under my watch, and they will pray until the baby comes back to life because somebody taught them on campus. Can you ask the Lord in 2 minutes if I leave? Oh, Jesus. Blessed art thou, Son of David. That's it, Lord. Blessed art thou, root of Jesse. You are eminently glorious, immaculate and beautiful. I can go on and on, on and on. But my words are not enough. My vocabulary fails. Beneath me to cry. Iba oh, Iba oh, Iba oh, Iba oh, Iba oh, Iba oh.